Did the PS5 Pro just get delayed? Sony is hiring for a really important role at the company. And are there games that let you pay to get a platinum trophy? We're gonna find out in today's episode of PlayStation News. In these videos, when my friend Ray comes to join me, we cover the 3 biggest topics from the week in the world of PlayStation. Ray, how's it going over in the world of Xbox?
Some exciting stuff, some new stuff. Halo Infinite Season 2 multiplayer just dropped.
Nice.
If you want to hear more about it, tune on over to my channel, PSReady, if you're into that kind of thing.
So we have an update on this story that really started over on the Xbox side of the fence, where Xbox was advertising very publicly that they were hiring an acquisitions manager. Kind of a weird late game hire for them after they've acquired so many studios, but it looks like Sony is copying them now because they are also hiring an acquisitions manager. It's kind of crazy. The acquisition wars thought they were over. They are just getting started. I think it's good they're hiring an acquisition manager so they don't just go spending money on random stuff. You know, like maybe the executives are making the moves where they're like, Bungie's making live service games. We should buy them to help us out. Now they've got a manager who can target and identify the correct studios to buy. So one example I saw people bringing up a lot over the past couple weeks was Ubisoft, but it looks like they're going to be off the market because the family who started and still owns Ubisoft, the Gelmonts, I don't know how to say it, they're trying to get a loan, Elon Musk style, to buy back enough shares of Ubisoft to stop it from being taken over, which is crazy because they just had to do this a few years ago when Vivendi was trying to do a hostile takeover of Ubisoft. So Ubisoft not being bought by Sony or Microsoft potentially right now. Square Enix was the one we talked about last time. They just got picked up by Embracer Group on the western end.
Yeah.
Could Sony pick up their eastern prospects?
Yeah, I mean, what would they really be interested in, like property-wise, IP-wise, from
they already
Square
have
outside
Final
of Final Fantasy? Yeah, and that's what I'm thinking. Like, what would it be? Would it really be worth it to buy up what's left of Square Enix?
They'd get Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts, and Outriders, because that for some reason did not go with the sale of the Western Studios.
I feel like even Kingdom Hearts, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like
you're gonna make some people mad.
I mean, okay, I know. When I will preface this by saying, when I saw the first Kingdom Hearts commercial way back in like the early 2000s, it was one of those commercials where I thought to myself, I have to have that game. Like sitting in my bedroom, seeing it late at night, I was like, oh, this game is amazing. And then as the series went on, I was like, you know, like pretty good, but doesn't satisfy that level of hype for me. And I feel like there are some people out there who are like, Kingdom Hearts 4, the trailer looks like fine, but I'm not like, I don't really know about it, you know what I mean?
I'm glad they got rid of Sora's clown shoes.
Yeah, his feet are like either his feet shrunk or he like actually like measured his foot and said, guys, I cannot. Like,
guys, I'm doing
this
bad.
isn't working,
I need
bro.
Shoes that
this
fit.
ain't working.
The first time I saw Kingdom Hearts, I was at my friend Scott's house and I thought it was like a fake game he like made a cover for. And I was like, this can't be real. And then I never thought about it again. So I didn't play Kingdom Hearts until 3 came out. I went through the rest of them.
So, yeah, I need some more clarification on this, but I think that's what everyone was saying. They were like, oh, we want Microsoft to go in and buy Sega, but I believe that Japanese law prevents companies internationally from buying up major publishers like that.
That's what I thought too.
But I feel like Japanese companies merge all the time, so I feel like there'd be nothing preventing.
The acquisitions, like, I don't know, Sony's going to probably look smaller, I would say. These bigger publishers, a little tough for Sony to afford, I think. We'll just have to keep an eye on it to wait and see.
Whenever it happens, and we're probably going to be like, oh, that's not at all surprising because they're probably connected to them already in some way, whether like, you know, their IPs are deeply entrenched in like the PlayStation ecosystem, or just because they've just had a good relationship with them overall. That's usually what these things turn out. They filled this need, like you said, with the Bungie acquisition to get a studio that specialized in live service games. What do you think that the Sony need is right now when it comes to the publisher and like things the puzzle pieces that they're trying to fill in?
All they really need is a first-person shooter developer, because that's where they're lacking, right? Like Guerrilla Games, for as good as their games are, right? Like no one's denying how great Horizon is. They're really good at just perfecting games that other studios come up with. Like Horizon is just like the ultimate Ubisoft game.
Yeah, like
it's just a really well-made Ubisoft open world game with a better story. Killzone was supposed to be the Halo killer, and I don't think you'll find a single person out there who will call Killzone a Halo killer. So while they are good at making games, they need some originality. Like I want Insomniac to bring back Resistance, but if they can't get that worked out with like all these Marvel games they're working on, yeah, it would be cool if Sony could pick up some sort of first-person shooter.
Yeah, what if Sony just straight up bought Take-Two, like out of nowhere?
Dude,
like and everything underneath.
The PS fans, I don't know, dude, their heads might explode.
I'd be like, oh.
That would Elon would have to just close Twitter down. If that happened, he'd just have to be like, nope, the PlayStation fans have way too much power. It can't be done.
Like, can you imagine, like...
I could see it happening, honestly. Like, it sounds crazy, right? Because you have to buy 2K, so you get BioShock, which is nuts. You get all the 2K sports games. You get Mafia. You get Grand Theft Auto, you get Bully, you get Red Dead Redemption. Like, that's crazy. But Sony keeps making deals with Rockstar.
Right.
Like, we just saw that with Grand Theft Auto 5. You get the multiplayer for free.
For free. I downloaded it for free. I was why not, dude? Yeah.
They had that up there for 3 months. That would be awesome because I feel like Rockstar right now, they're in a weird spot because their main guy, one of the Hauser brothers, the dude who's writing all these huge games, left. And now they're obviously going towards the GTA Online stuff. They're neglecting Red Dead Online. People really want
nothing.
It's so fun. I just started playing Red Dead Online, and I'm like, why are they not messing with it anymore? It's so much fun. All right, so this next story is a little bit weird, and I noticed in the last time we talked about trophies, people were like, "Oh man, I love platinum hunting." Well, there's a big problem happening on the PlayStation Store where people are just uploading games that are literally just for getting easy platinum trophies. Have you heard about this?
Yeah, I mean, I saw a little bit of like a pay for platinum kind of situation.
That's literally what it is. Because there's this game apparently that's like rock, paper, scissors, right?
Okay.
And one of there's like 2 achievements or something, 2 trophies, and one of them is like lose with rock. And another one is like win with rock. It's that generic.
And it's a platinum?
Yeah, and it's a platinum.
What?
So like, I thought there was like a size minimum for a game, like a scope minimum where you could get a platinum trophy, but I guess not. You can just upload anything you want and just throw down a platinum, which is weird because there are a ton of games on the PlayStation Store that don't have platinums that always surprise me. Like indie games never have platinums, but then this guy's like rock, paper, scissors, and it looks like Pong. You know when that you see people playing Pong on like the old TV thing? Yeah. It looks like that. This rock, paper, scissors
like they changed the channel to number 3 and it's like how they access the game.
It's on S video. And so you can just get an easy platinum. It's kind of a bummer because the trophy system on the PlayStation 3, I feel like that was the peak of trophies. Like that's when it was really cool.
Yeah, it was the same thing with the 360 as well. That's when I was really into achievement hunting. Yeah, and nowadays I made some people kind of mad. And last time we talked about this, because I was like, I don't really care about achievements anymore. I used to, but not anymore. Like they've kind of fallen off for me. And someone was like, "How can you be an Xbox fan if you do not care about achievements?"
I've heard anyone talk about achievements in a long time, or like, trophies.
Well, because it's the same sort of thing. They're getting like you're getting a points for every little thing. I brought up the last time we talked. I was playing a Memoir Blue, which is just a point and click sort of adventure. And I got like a 50-point achievement because I clicked on a fan and it spun. And it had nothing to do with like progression of the story. I clicked on a fan, it spun, and it was like the achievement popped up. It was like 50 gamer score, like blah blah blah. I was like, this means not like I did nothing to earn this. Like it doesn't feel the same.
I used to be a major trophy hunter, and then I just kind of lost it towards the middle of the PS4
and then I grew up. And
yeah, like I don't know. Like Sony started hiding the trophy menu, which really
the secret stuff. I'm like,
oh yeah, secret achievements were weird.
So what do you think? Like, is Sony gonna like introduce like some sort of like requirements for like a platinum trophy in these?
I really don't think they care. Like they're allowing these games to get on the store. They know what the trophies are when they go in, and these games have been around for a long time. I think it's like not necessarily a new thing. I think it's just something that people are catching on to now, and it's been a really slow news week, but it's been a problem for a while. I remember the first one where people really got up in arms about it was Life of Black Tiger, because that's like, it's the worst game ever made. People like categorically think this is the worst game ever made. It was on PS3, and insult to injury was that you could get a really easy platinum out of it. And there was another game, and then another game was like the Hannah Montana game. People would go buy it for $1 at GameStop
and get
you would get the platinum just for playing it.
What did you do in the Hannah Montana?
I don't know. I never sunk this low. But yeah, they don't care. right? Like we see games like Spider-Man, Ghost of Tsushima, they're very easy to get the platinum in. I mean, even in Elden Ring, it's like the game itself is hard, but getting the actual platinum trophy is not too terribly difficult. And next up, now that we really got people mad about trophies and achievements, let's make them even more upset by talking about the potential delays on the PlayStation 5 Slim.
Man, yeah, it just looks like it all comes back to the chip shortage, man. And it seems like Sony's really struggling to secure more chips for more PlayStation consoles. And it's like, you know, like it's been a problem since, you know, this time last year, and then the year before that. It's like,
I thought things were going to start turning around when we started seeing those stories last month where Xbox has had a lot of success getting the Series X on store shelves. And I know people are going to say, oh, it's because no one wants the Series X. That is not the case. But now we're hearing that this chip shortage is going to extend into 2023 even, and maybe even towards the end of 2023 and bleed over potentially into 2024.
well, first of all, supply has really been boosted over on the Microsoft side with the Series S, of course, because I mean, it's not, you know, hardware wise, it's easier to put out versus a Series X or a PlayStation 5. So that has really boosted their supply and has really kind of in turn boosted their sales numbers. But we also know, I mean, I don't know for sure, but I was reading from certain media outlets that Microsoft actually like paid a premium to get first access to chips and GPUs.
Microsoft's got that money, baby.
And they apparently wrapped up, at least on the PC side, I was reading that they ramped up in-house chip production as well.
Yeah, we've also seen Sony partnered up with TSMC to open up a new chip factory that I assume is being built to make chips for PlayStations, obviously, but Sony makes other devices. I would imagine those are for the PS5 Pro and the Slim, because, you know, you have to build an entire new factory, get that production rolling before it even makes any difference. But yeah, we've heard that Microsoft is paying a premium, which is kind of crazy. I can see why they're doing it though, because it's just so competitive. I think it would be honestly cool to see Sony go with someone else, because that would make the consoles actually different.
Yeah.
Because like, look, these are similar.
Come on,
these
man.
are
Like,
different
look at this
looking,
thing, man. Come on.
But when you load them up, they're doing the same thing. Like, there's very little difference.
Yeah, I remember
in how they
when
run games.
these first came out, and every like tech publisher and reviewer was like, you know, taking a look under the hood, it's pretty much a wash, like in terms of the hardware and the components and things like that. I mean, there was like a difference in the teraflops, and like there was different like slightly different processor in the PS5 versus the Xbox here.
Some games the Xbox runs better, some games the PS5 runs better. It's very similar situation to the PS4 Pro and Xbox One X, I think.
And then PC, every game runs like crap. At the
yeah,
beginning.
lately, Jesus Christ, don't even get me started. That could be a really cool way to shake things up. Like Sony says, look, AMD's not giving us the chips we need. NVIDIA's sitting right there, totally willing and able to develop. They need more work since Nintendo's never going to upgrade the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, I guess it could.
Like,
I guess it just comes down to like a supply thing, to like the materials needed to get chips. It's like it's extremely bottlenecked. I feel like there's only certain
100%.
There's only certain places you can get the certain type of freaking silicon. I think we're just heading towards a future where companies just might start to realize like hardware is just too much of a hassle to deal with. I really wonder if, like, we know that these companies, when they sell these consoles, they don't make money off the console sales, right? Like, they just don't. Like,
Sony
they
makes
lose
like
the money.
A few bucks.
Yeah, they, like, rarely make, like, that's not where the money's at. They want to sell you the games, but they're just buying your loyalty to these things, ensuring that you're going to buy PlayStation games and Xbox games. So I really wonder if it's heading towards the future. If this keeps up, like, how much longer a company's going to keep up, like, put up with this, you know? Like, if you're trying to run a business and you can't find the materials to make the thing that you're selling, like, how long are you going to put up with that before you're fed up?
Thankfully, I don't have to answer that question. It's a lot to think about, though, so let us know what you think down in the comments.